just walk with your Father. You learn how to have relationship with your Father in heaven, and you just walk it out every day. I think it's really fascinating that when the disciples saw Jesus's life, they knew that when he prays, something happens. And that's why they asked him, teach us how to pray. How do you pray? And the first thing he says to them is start with this, our Father. Our Father. Because if you can know him as Papa, if you can know him as Daddy, if you can know him as Father, then everything else, the provider, the healer, the warrior, the protector, everything else comes with that. You know, I'm a dad to 3 little girls, and they just know me as dad. But by knowing me as dad, they already by default, they know that the fridge is going to have food, that they can go to bed safe at night. They're going to have clothes on their birthdays. They're going to get gifts. They know all this stuff, but they don't look at me as a provider. They don't look at me as the guy that feeds them. They don't look at me as the guy that plays with them. They just look at me as Papa. And as Papa, I can be all things to them. And this is what I believe Jesus was trying to say, is that when you start to connect with him as Papa, he will be all things to you. And so he becomes my business advisor. He becomes my career counselor. He becomes my marriage counselor. He becomes my personal trainer. He becomes everything, because he is everything. There is no knowledge. There is nothing that exists outside of him. And so even when I look at my journey, as he trained me to flatline, which he's training everyone, don't get your value from what you do. And so sometimes you go through a hard time, and that's part of your training of God going, hey, don't get your value from what's going on. Get your value from me. Right. And so this training process is like, now I'm 12 years in the Lord. I still don't know the exact amount of money I'm going to make on a Thursday. Okay. Thursday is usually payday here, but I don't know what I'm going to make. And honestly, I don't care, because my business doesn't pay me. The government doesn't pay me. My clients don't pay me. God takes care of me. And so he's built it like that, you know, and I think a lot of people, they don't want to let go, and you need to let go. If you want everything that God has for you, you're going to have to let go of everything the world is trying to suck you in with.
Wow, that's deep.